Most anglers at Sebastian Inlet only go to the popular jetty spots, but I'm sharing 4 alternative areas that offer great snook fishing with less competition. And as a bonus, I'll reveal the optimal times to fish for snook at the inlet, so stick around for that. While the North Jetty at Sebastian Inlet is a prime spot for snook fishing, other areas shouldn't be ignored. The first spot is under the bridge near the rocks, especially on the north side. Just walk down to the rocks west of the bridge and before the tide pole. Many anglers already know about this area. When the water is calm, such as during slack tide when the tide is changing, you may find snook hiding in the shadows. Some anglers have told me that fishing during the early morning high tide works best. You can also fish the same general area on the south side of the bridge. Now the second spot is also on the north side. Just drive west of the bridge, past the tide pole, until you reach a small parking lot. There you will see a large rocky shoreline before the mangroves. This area is rarely crowded, and there have been reports of snook targeting bait in the current. There's also a small shoreline near the mangroves where snook hide in the shadows near the roots. Cast your line there. The third spot is the rocky shoreline west of the South Jetty. Anywhere along this shoreline is good for fishing. This area is known for snook lurking in shaded spots, though it requires a lot more patience than the other locations. But it's still less crowded. Check my regular fishing reports for updates on when the bite is hot at this spot. The payoff will be huge when you hook a snook. When bait fish enter the inlet, snook lurk in the shadows like predators ready to ambush their prey along the rocks. This behavior creates fishing opportunities in other areas of Sebastian Inlet State Park. The fourth area is the T-Dock, often overlooked by anglers. This dock is located west of the South Jetty, past the cleaning station. Bait fish congregate here, and I've seen anglers use cast nets to catch bait fish. These bait fish attract snook, making this spot a rewarding choice, though it requires patience. You can fish from the dock, the rocky shoreline, or the cleaning station. These 4 areas are great alternatives to the crowded North and South Jetties. For more spots, ask Wayne Landry, the Snook Man. You can find him at the inlet a few times a week. He knows fishing here better than anyone. Now these areas aren't complete secrets, as nothing stays hidden forever in Florida fishing, but they're off the beaten path enough to give you some elbow room. And if you're finding value in this video, let me know by clicking on the like button. Another alternative is surf fishing for snook from the beaches at Sebastian Inlet. A great technique, though less common than jetty or pier fishing. Snook patrol near shoreline waters, making surf fishing popular, especially during the mullet run from late August through September. If you catch a snook during the off-season, there's a proper way to release it. I spoke with the Snook Man, who advised giving the fish a gentle push head first to flow fresh water through its gills and revive it. Never toss a snook to where it lands flat in the water, as this can shock and cause internal damage to the fish. It's critical to release them quickly as they experience stress that can harm their health and survival. If you're taking a photo of your catch, do it quickly, as snook rely on their gills to extract oxygen from the water. Out of the water, their gills collapse, limiting oxygen intake, and they begin to suffocate. If you're on the North or South Jetty, release snook on the channel side unless Goliath groupers are present. If the groupers are around the North Jetty, release it on the beach side to avoid predation. Now let's talk about bait, seasons, fishing conditions, tides, and proper tackle. For bait, snook bite on live or cut shrimp, greenies, pigfish, or croakers, and sometimes mohira, but live shrimp is king. Other live baits may work better depending on the season. Check my Sebastian Inlet fishing report for regular seasonal updates. When snook follow but don't commit to the bite, downsize your bait or reel more slowly to entice them. There's a bait shop at the North Jetty, but if it's closed, there's 2 others just north of the inlet. Whitey's Bait and Tackle and Long Point Bait and Tackle. Both are highly recommended. Snook are most active in warmer months, especially during the annual mullet run. They are crafty fighters. They'll smash your bait, then bolt for structures like rocks or pylons to snap your line. With Sebastian Inlet being a top spot for snook fishing, it is essential to know the regulations. The season is open from February 1st through May 31st, closed from June 1st to August 31st. And it's open again September 1st through December 14th. closed from December 15th to January 31st. During the open season, you can keep snook measuring 28 to 32 inches. That's the total length with the tail pinched, with a daily limit of 1. Outside the season, it's catch and release only. Always check the latest FWC regulations as they can change. Fishing for snook also requires good weather and conditions at Sebastian Inlet, which can change suddenly. Rainstorms are common in Florida afternoons. The water gets murky and snook are less likely to feed. If you're planning a trip, ensure good weather and wait a couple of days after a storm for clearer water. East winds at the inlet can muddy the water, while west winds can help clear it up. Snook are most active when water temperatures hit 75 to 85 degrees. Now, many anglers tell me they prefer the incoming tides because it brings bait fish into the inlet, attracting snook for ambushes. For peak snook activity, the best tides are typically from 2 hours before to 1 hour after the tide change, also known as slack tide. A veteran charter captain that I know, with over 50 years of fishing in these waters, told me that he prefers the full moon when looking for snook. As a rule of thumb, new moons are great for daytime fishing, while full moons are ideal for nighttime fishing. For tackle, use a medium to heavy spinning rod, 7 to 9 feet, paired with a 3,500 to 4,000 spinning reel, 30 to 50 pound braided line, and a 50 to 80 pound fluorocarbon leader to handle heavy currents and snaggy spots. And I've added links to the video description to take you to some of these reels and spinning rods. Anglers have chased snook along Florida's east coast for years, and there's something special about Sebastian Inlet. This location creates diverse fishing opportunities. If fishing during the day, wear polarized sunglasses, as it will help identify fish movement in the water. When fishing on the jetties at Sebastian Inlet, do not cast near boats, as the inlet is primarily for navigation, and boats have the right-of-way. Remember, fishing there is a privilege, not a right. Share your best Sebastian Inlet snook story below, or if you have any questions. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. I'm Andy Hodges. Thanks for watching.